make-believers. In today's video, I am doing the thank you next book tag. This tag was mainly created by This Story Ain't Over. It is a new channel that I just discovered through this tag, and I am looking forward to following her because it looks like she actually has some pretty fun, interesting content. So yes, I will link the original tag below and you can go and check her out. Question 1 is name a book that you said thank you next, as in you did not finish. I am quite strict with myself when it comes to books. Even if I'm not thoroughly enjoying it, I still like to give the book, the whole complete book, a chance because sometimes it's not as bad as you originally think it is. There's only been 2 books in my life that I have not finished. One was a school book and one was And I Darken. I have been meaning to finish it. I still have the bookmark in it somewhere. Here. I'm on chapter 42, so I read 361 pages. So I felt like I'd given it a fair chance. And to be fair, there wasn't anything particularly wrong with this book. For me, what it was is that I expected it to be more fantasy. I don't know why. When I looked at it and I saw the cover, this girl, like, you know, with a bandana and the markings on her face and I Darken. And I don't know, it talks about like Leia had a sense for power, the fine threads that connected everyone around her. So I kind of thought it was something like where she could see power and control people through the threads. It was my own imagination making up a whole entirely different story than what it actually is. So I may end up finishing it one day, now that I know what to expect, and I'm not expecting some magical fantasy that for whatever reason I was expecting in the first place. Question 2 just says you can answer the next ones together or separately, and basically that is, you know,
one taught me love, one taught me patience, and one taught me pain.
So you can either choose 3 separate books to answer these questions, or you can choose one book / series in its entirety. I am going for 3 separate books for these questions. I could think of a series actually that did this, but I think I want to give a shout out to the separate ones, so I'm going to do that. The book that taught me love, that I absolutely love, was a tricky one. And no, this is not Harry Potter, although Harry Potter obviously would be one of them, but I managed to narrow it down to one that I do always think of very, very fondly, and that is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I absolutely love this duology, and I love the friendship and the characters, and they're also real, and they all have such rich backstories and histories, and it's just, there's friendship love, there's family love, and there's romantic love, and just, if any book taught me love and just that I love, it would be this, and I will forever want to be a crow because they're the best. For a book that taught me patience, I'm going with Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This is a very slow release book. I felt like there was a lot of build-up, there's a lot of tangents, and I feel like for a lot of the book, I had to be very patient to be like, okay, what are we getting to, and when is this gonna happen, and when is this gonna happen? I mean, the story takes place over, I think it's 30 years or so, you know, obviously you gotta represent 30 years within the pages, so, okay, you don't want it to feel like it takes 30 years to read, but, you know, it does definitely, you definitely feel this passage of time, and so I felt like I definitely enjoyed this book, but I definitely took a lot of patience for me to not be like, get to the point, you know, so it definitely taught me patience. To wait for things to happen, and then the things do happen, and it's wonderful. And for the book that taught me pain, there were actually a few that came to my mind for this one, but one I really can't even say why. Again, other than the Harry Potter series, because I don't want to use this one because I could use it for so many of the books. So this book actually surprised me with the amount of pain that it has caused, and I still can think about it and get upset. And that is, which will probably surprise you, is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. This book is not meant, or I don't believe it's meant to be a painful book. I think it's meant to be a very awesome, action-packed, you know, just incredible read, and it really, really is. But it definitely also, just a particular thing, and if you've read it, you may know what I'm talking about, but just a particular thing that truly upset me, and I was reading the rest of the book like that. That's gonna change. I must have got that wrong. I did not get it wrong, and I will be forever sad about this. It taught me pain. Pain where you don't expect that much pain to be as well. It's really painful, guys. Pain is painful. Question 6 is name a book that you loved at the time of reading, but in hindsight, you do not like it as much anymore, but which you still learned some other quality from. For this, I am choosing a series, and this answer might be controversial because I know some people are huge fans, and to be honest, I still love a lot of it, but for me, I definitely love Throne of Glass series, especially Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, and I believe Heir of Fire. The first 3 books I truly adored. And then it goes off on a tangent, and I'm still reading the rest of the series, and I've read Empire Storm up until Empire Storms, and I need to read the next one. But I don't love it as much as I love the first 3. So the first 3 books that I loved, I still loved. However, 4, 5, 6, and 7, which I believe I've read so far, I do not love as much as I did at the time of reading the series. You know, I was like, this is amazing, love it all. And then it kind of went off, and now when I think about the Throne of Glass series, I don't have as much love for it as I did when I first began it. Question 7 is name a book that you are currently talking to, a book that you are hot for, basically one that you just can't stop thinking about and that you absolutely love. That is most definitely A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir for me. I read it in November, if I'm not mistaken, of 2018, and I cannot stop thinking about it. I am still reeling from everything that happened, and whilst reading it, I don't think I breathed. Question 8 is name a book that gon' last, which is basically a book that helped you love yourself a little bit more and that you truly love. So many books, but of course just this one quote really sticks out to me more than all books. Just when I read it, and just it was like it was speaking to me, and that couple skyrocketed to my favorite couple of all time, and I don't know if I'll ever get over them. This is just a relationship that's gonna last, and that is A Court of Mist and Fury, where there is a scene. Now, I don't know if I should say who says it because maybe that's spoilers, but basically one of the brilliant characters in this book says, "To the stars who listen and the dreams that are answered." The whole scene was magnificent, and then the stuff that they were talking about, and just hopes and dreams, and of course I think we all have hopes and dreams, and then that quote. And I was just like, you know, can you wish upon a star? No, 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 no. I think, you know. Question 9 is obviously to keep the love going and tag somebody to do the tag, and as always, I tag all of you. And please link your video in the comments below because I would love to come and check them out, and of course show some love, show some support. And that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, then please consider giving it a thumbs up, and if you like all my other videos, then please consider subscribing. And until next time, I'll see you. Bye!